Alright guys, welcome back. So, Prime is back from the dyno? Yes. Prime got any boost? No. Let's get right into it. Let's go. What's up you guys? Welcome back to the channel, and as always I appreciate all the love and support. Today is the big day. We're driving Prime right now as we speak to Arizona Elite Motorsports, and we're finally going to put it on a dyno. I have my HP tuner right here with me, and I'm really hoping that we can finally get the car running back to normal again. Where my issue is, if you guys don't know, if it's your first time on my page, my issue is when the car is in park or the car is in neutral, it's like not getting enough fuel and then the motor cuts out. With the new motor that I have installed, you know, I transferred over pretty much everything, all the performance parts that I had on the old motor. I put it on the new motor. So I would think that the ECU would have picked it up. For the most part, the car shifts and everything like normal. That's good, but I have never gotten into boost yet. I don't want to get into boost just yet because I just feel like I don't want to put that kind of strain or pressure on the motor like that. So until we get this tuned. So Arizona Elite Motorsports tuned Prime on the previous tune as well. So hopefully, crossing fingers, hopefully Prime can go back to normal the way he was. I mean, it'd be nice if I could pull, you know, some more numbers in, being that we fixed that boost leak and re-hosed my catch can. But we'll see what happens when we get there. In the meantime, I got about 34 miles to drive until we get there. So I don't know if I can get any footage. I'm gonna ask if I can get any footage of them, you know, of Prime on the dyno. Last time when I got the footage, I wasn't the one recording, so they gave me a quick little clip, you know what I mean, of doing like two quick pulls. But I'm gonna ask and see if we can do anything. I mean, normally they're really busy, so that's the reason why I can't really get anything as far as like footage goes. But if I get some, I get some. If not, I'm gonna explain to you guys exactly what happened. If the car is back to normal and is driving good, where they tell me, yep, you're good to go, everything is good, then we'll just do some pulls and see what the car, you know, feels like. So either way, man, enough talking for me. Let's just get straight to it, because yeah, I'm excited. So see you guys in a bit. Holla. All right guys, so I got a phone call and they said the car is ready to come pick it up, you can drive the car. And I said, okay. I'm excited because, you know, I want to get the car, I want to see what it feels like now. Hopefully everything is all taken care of. Only thing is, just like I said in the beginning of the video, the car has no boost. I mean, it does, but it doesn't, if that makes any sense. I can't step on it. That's pretty much what I'm trying to tell you guys. The car drives completely normal now. It doesn't shut off when it's in park or neutral like it was before. Before, what was happening, if you haven't seen in my previous video, I was putting the car in. When I start the car, when I leave it in park, the car would shut off after some time. If I drove the car for like 15-20 minutes and then I put it in park just to stop somewhere, like maybe put gas or something like that, then the car would just shut off, immediately shut off. If I put it in neutral, the car is gonna shut off. So I was like, man, I have no clue. Maybe it's just a tune. It needs a tune because the fueling system is just not getting enough fuel. I mean, I didn't really change anything. I didn't do no compression. I didn't do nothing different. It's the same exact motor. We just upgraded the spark plugs, which, you know, I went from the AC Delco upgraded spark plugs that are recommended for this supercharger to the NGK spark plugs, which I posted in the previous video. But for some reason, it's still not doing what it needs to do. And they told me on the wideband, don't go above 16 on that number on the wideband. And the wideband that I have, it's set up where it's actually connected down under the car into the exhaust to get the actual airflow ratio that it's getting, so that it's supposed to be getting. So take the car to Arizona Elite Motorsports, and what Bill did was, as soon as he plugged it up to the laptop, the first thing he does is run a test through the entire motor, does smoke tests, he does all kinds of tests on the car to see if there's any mechanical issues. And you guys won't believe the thing that came up that's causing the car to cut off. You guys won't believe it, man. I'll just show it to you. I got it right in my pocket, and it's the smallest little device that I'm carrying in my pocket that's causing this issue where the car would shut off. And it's this little guy right here, which is the map sensor, not the MAF with an F, mass airflow sensor. It's the MAP sensor, MAP, right? So this is my original sensor that was in the old motor. Now this is a 3-bar. The one that's in the car right now is a 1-bar. And the 1-bar, if you guys don't know the difference, the 1-bar is the stock one. This is the upgraded one. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this one here is for the ZL1, because I did the ZL1 fuel system and the fuel pump and all that stuff, and it's gonna need more fuel so that way, you know, it doesn't fry the motor, number one, or it doesn't get not enough fuel up front where the car shuts off, which that's exactly what was happening. So what we did was, after all the testing and all that stuff, I have to go back. I'm scheduled to go back and go run the car on the dyno again, and we're scheduled hopefully for May 7th to get the car over there to actually do some hard dyno pulls and see if we can, what kind of numbers we can get. My only concern is it's starting to get hot outside, and if anybody knows about anything with boost, you know that when it's really hot outside, you don't want to be running that car on boost like that, because it's just not good for the motor. It's just too much pressure, too much heat. And here in Arizona, it's already hitting 90 degrees outside, and we're not even in July and August yet. Like, that's just crazy. So either way, what they did was, over at Arizona Elite Motorsports, was Bill recalibrated the car to go back to the 1-bar, and I'm holding the 3-bar in my hand right now, which all we got to do is pop this back in the car, make sure there's no boost leaks, no nothing, and then we can just run it. I can't believe this little tiny little sensor right here causes the effect where I can't run the car on a dyno like that. I can't do any pulls on the road. You know, not that I really want to do pulls like that. Like I said, it's getting hot outside. I just want to enjoy the car. I'm just very grateful that the motor is back in the car. You know, a new motor is back in the car, and I've reset the mileage on this thing about 100,000 miles. I think the dash says 139 on there, and the new motor is 37,000. So it's a little over 100,000 actually. So that being said, May 7th, we go back, we put this in the car, calibrate it back to the 3-bar, and then from there the motor should be running just fine. Now, one of the things we did notice as well was I was getting a small little boost leak from my hose, my line, my boost line that goes to the boost gauge, which you don't want any. When he did a smoke test, he can see if there's any boost leaks, and right away he saw it up top, and it was clear as day. CFX upgraded that line actually compared to the one that I originally had, being the fact that everything was incorrectly put in the car with the catch can. I just feel like it was all running incorrect. So even that old hose, I don't know, man, it had a little area where it looked like it was a little burnt, and I don't even know how that's possible, because all that does is, you know, that's for the boost gauge. So either way, CFX hooked it up, CFX Performance, that did the install for the motor. They hooked it up and they put a better line on there. The only thing is that line was popping off really quick. So while the car was on the dyno, that line was just popping out. So we had to go back to CFX Performance, which shout out to all those guys over there. They take great care of the car. They take great care of your car too. It doesn't just have to be a fully modified show car like this. It could be a car that you're building and you're just now starting on it. They're gonna take care of it exactly how they took care of this. So either way, I went back to them. They didn't even hesitate. They said, not a problem. Let's go ahead and pop out the old hose that was on there, and then we'll get a smaller one that's got a tighter fitting on there. And then they put like this special like residue type of thing on there that helps secure it, and a tiny little zip tie on there. They just, I mean, that hose, just plugging it in like normal, that newer hose that we put in, that newer boost line that we put in, just putting that in like normal was a nice tight snug fit. So everything else he did was just to double and triple check and secure it. So he didn't even really probably have to do that, but I'll take it, dude. I just want to make sure there's two things done. I got the sensor, which I did from CFX Performance, and I got the boost leak taken care of. So now we should be good to go, where we scheduled a car to go back on May 7th, run it up on a dyno. I have been driving the car around the last couple of days. I took it out, and you know, honestly, like yesterday I drove it for maybe about 45 minutes, and I stopped, put gas, I hung out like normal. I drove it around town for a little bit. Shout out to the people that spotted the car, took pictures, because they haven't seen Prime driving around for a couple of months, so it's just different because I'm not used to that. It's been so long. So either way, I apologize about the delay on the video. I just wanted to make sure I had everything that I needed to have as far as the information to explain to you guys where we're at so far. The car fires up just like normal now. I feel like the exhaust is not as loud in the back like it was when it was misfiring, but keep in mind the car is not fully tuned yet. So once we tune the car and everything like that, like I said, I got no boost in it, you know, but I can drive it around all I want, you know. Just don't get into boost. That's the only thing I was told. Just don't, you know, hammer down on the pedal. Just drive it. And I'm like, you got it. As long as I can drive the car and we're good to go, we'll move on to the next time we get back over there. So another thing, you guys, huge announcement I wanted to make on here. I didn't want to forget. So I've been debating on this for quite some time. And yes, finally, shout out to Glasskins. Glasskins, if you don't know who they are, they're these guys right here with my louvers. They've sponsored Prime since 2017 when I was at the SEMA show when Prime was chrome blue. Glasskins, I noticed their product. They seen Prime, absolutely loved it, sponsored me on the spot and had one of these made for me and put it on at SEMA, and we went on the live feed and everything. It was just amazing experience. So shout out to them. If you want a set of these or anything else that they have online on their website, I'll make sure I put the link in the description down below. Use Prime 5 or Prime 6 on there as a coupon code, and then you'll get a discount on the stuff that's on their website. Now, they finally talked me into it as well, where I finally decided, after all this time, that I'm gonna do it. Anytime you show up to a car meet and you got a wide body kit on your car, I know mine is, like, in this shot right here looks kind of blended where you can't see it too much from that angle, but if I take you right over here on this side, you can see it right there. Anytime you show up, you pull up and you got a wide body kit on your car, the first thing people expect is for you to go ahead and air out. Are you gonna air out? And to be honest with you, I didn't want to get bags for the longest time. People that know and keep up with my Instagram and everything like that know that it's been like 3 years that I've been talking about maybe getting airbags for the car. But the reason why I didn't want to get airbags for the car was, number one, man, those things are pretty pricey, I'm not gonna lie to you, and I'd rather keep saving that money for what I'm trying to do. But every time I'm trying to keep stacking up and saving for the next build, something happens to this where I got to put the money back into this. So hopefully this time around we should be good to go and the car is finalized. I'm not going to be driving it around as much, especially now. I know it's got less miles on it, but I just wanted the car, you know, back in one piece, good shape and ready to go. So every time we pull up to a car show, they'll think I'm going to air out, and I said, you know, I'm not doing it right now. But after some time looking at my wheel gap that I have right here, I said, man, that is a pretty big wheel gap. We can close. I mean, the front end is 4 inches off the ground. Don't want to talk you guys too much into going off topic of what's happening with the car, but I just want to give you an update that I ordered my airbags. It is official. We're going to go ahead and bag Prime, lay it flat on the ground as low as we can. And the most important reason why I wanted the bags was because when I towed it recently, it barely made it up the tow truck. This way I can raise it up as well and have no issues when I'm traveling with the car, like to California or something like that, and their gas stations and everything, you know, driveways and all that. It's just extremely hard to get up on those, and that was with that 4 inches off the ground in the front, that splitter. It just makes it extremely difficult. So with the bags, it's going to help me raise the car to clear, and it's going to look really nice while rolling and really sick when it's at a show. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I wanted to make sure I broke it down in detail what I have going on. I'm going to have more videos, more content coming. Hopefully when everything gets back to normal out there in the world with this whole coronavirus thing. Make sure you guys stay safe out there. Keep washing your hands and all that stuff. And you know, once everything gets back to normal, car show season comes back, all that good stuff. I know there's a lot of people working on their cars. I promise you that. There's a lot of people doing stuff to their cars. Everybody's getting prepared, and it's just going to be major. Once the car season comes back, it's going to be crazy. Either way, if it's your first time on my page, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Give the video a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below what you guys think. I literally, seriously can't believe it was something so simple like that little tiny little sensor that caused this entire time, this little guy right here, where I couldn't leave the car running and idling, and it drove really bad. I mean, it was scary. I was always worried about if it was gonna shut off or not, even though it drove pretty decent in regular gear and drive. But now that we got that situated, let me know what you guys think down below. If there's any tips or tricks that you guys can tell me, any experience that you guys have had in the past with something like this or with the airbags, let me know, because as you know, I've never had bags before, so it's gonna be my first time experiencing that, and you best believe I'm gonna be posting other videos on that. So either way, man, in the meantime, between time, I'll see you guys on the next one. A Dilla, Priminator, out. Peace.
I think the girls with their nails done now.